I'm changing things up and I removed everything from my nails. So if you are a natural short nail dipper, this video is for you because for the first time in a long time, I am dipping on my natural nails. And I'm not gonna lie, I feel super exposed because I am self-conscious about my natural nails and I generally don't show them to you unless I'm applying tips, and I always feel self-conscious about that as well. So I would definitely love to hear from you on whether you want to see more content on my natural nails or if you want me to continue with my overlays. And the dips I'm going to be using today are some new colors I got from All Powdered Up, and it's actually going to be a Halloween mani because it's almost October and I am super excited for Halloween. It's my favorite time of year, so I'm going to start it early. And the liquids I'll be using are my Vivid Glam Co dip liquids, and of course I had to bring out my bottle holder in the color Shifty Pumpkin from Chaos Concepts because I've got this whole Halloween theme going. I don't want to soak in acetone to remove the mani, so of course I'm going to use my peel base, and the one I've been using a lot lately is my Holo Taco peel base. I love this one because it's thinner and it dries fairly quickly for an air dry, and I get easy pop-offs with this. So with my Holo Taco peel base, my manis pop off within maybe a day or two, which, you know, I wish I could wear my manis longer, but I have a lot to do, so I change them out often. So I prefer a peel base where I get quick pop-offs. So I like to use my Holo Taco one. I end up doing 2 full layers. I only show you one, and that's just because I was nervous about doing it directly on my natural nails. Because even when I first started dipping, I used to have a layer of clear down on my natural nails first before I went in my peel base, because peel base works better on a smooth, even surface. And my natural nails aren't exactly smooth and even, so I was afraid that I wouldn't get an easy pop off. So that's why I ended up doing 2 layers of peel base, just to make sure that I could get these nails to pop off when I was ready. In hindsight, I think I could have actually gotten away with 1 layer of peel base because my thumb popped off before I even finished taking pictures of this mani the next day. So, you know, lesson learned. Once my peel base is fully dry, I'm going to jump right into my mani. So I am starting with the color Halloweenie, and this is such a fun bright orange color with such a gorgeous shimmer. I feel like the video doesn't capture the shimmer, but trust me, it is beautiful. So this is going to go on my ring finger only as sort of an accent. I'll have another accent nail as well. But I'm applying a thin, even layer of dip base to my entire nail. Now, I had a little problem with liquid control because I'm not used to dipping on such short nails. You know, usually I'm dipping on tips or builder gel or some kind of overlay. So it takes some adjusting for me. I get better at the end when I get used to it, but at first I flood my cuticles a little bit, so I have to do a little bit of cleanup. So if you are dipping on your shorter natural nails, just always remember less is more. Go with less dip base. You need only a little bit to cover your natural nail because you don't want to flood your cuticles. Obviously you can do cleanup, but it's just easier to get it right the first time rather than having to do any cleanup. And regardless of what I'm dipping on top of, whether it's an overlay or my natural nails, I always start my dip base brush at the middle of my nail. I work down towards my free edge and then work my way up towards my cuticle line, and that also helps with any flooding of your cuticles. I also wanted to mention that you see me pouring over the dip powder rather than dipping directly into the jar, and that's for a couple reasons. One, it's just because the jars are so full and I didn't want to make a mess dipping my finger directly in the jar. But another reason is because my nails are so short. When your nails are shorter, it's easier to get bulky really quickly. So when you pour over, you get a thinner layer of dip powder, so it creates less bulkiness because I don't want my nails to look super bulky. And I'll show you at the end that my nails did end up nice and thin. They weren't bulky at all, and I think they were perfect for the length that they were. My next accent nail is going to be this gorgeous glitter called Too Cute to Spook. And by the way, how cute are these names? And this is a chunkier glitter, so I'm using it for a couple reasons. One, I just really wanted to use it because it's so beautiful. And two, I wanted to show you how I work with chunky glitters on natural short nails, just so I show you how to not make it too bulky, because glitters can definitely get bulky super quickly. So I'm applying a thin, even layer of dip base. I went ahead and poured my whole jar into my Chaos Gemerald by Chaos Concepts because I'm going to lay my finger flat into the glitters and pick up as much as I can on my first layer. Now, normally for my medium to, probably medium length nails, when I work with chunky glitters, my first layer I pour over, and then my second layer I lay directly into the glitter. But I only want to do one layer for my shorter nails, so I want to make sure that I'm getting as much coverage as I can on my first layer. And you can see here, I picked up a whole lot of glitter. I have really good coverage, so I'm just going to keep it at that one layer. And then if there are any little bare spots, I'll just do a little bit of glitter placement, but I don't need a lot. And this is going to prevent my nails from being too thick. So I feel like I've been talking for a long time, so I'm just going to let you watch for a bit and then I'll be back. I'm back sooner than I planned because I wanted to point out a couple things. One, I've moved on to the Dip, Eat, Drink, and Be Scary, so this is the last color I'm going to use, and I'm continuing on with the pour over method. Obviously, the first reason being because I want to reduce that bulkiness. As I mentioned before, I want to pour over for thinner layers. But two, you can see that this is on a black base and it is highly pigmented. I mean, look at the pigment I get off of one pour over. So pouring over helps reduce any staining that may happen working with darker colors. So I'm not saying it'll eliminate staining, but pouring over definitely does help reduce any staining if you're working with dark colors. And then you may have noticed that I just moved my Liquid Chaos holder to my right side instead of my left. So always work smarter, not harder. So I don't know why I had my liquid holder off to my left side, but I kept having to cross over and it wasn't as convenient to get to. So it dawned on me, like, why am I doing this? So I finally got smart moved it over to my right side so I can get to my liquids easier. I went ahead and capped everything in clear, activated and filed and buffed off camera. So here's how it's looking. So now I'm going to get into my dip top coat process. And this is going to be the same. It doesn't matter what length nails or whether I have an overlay or not. So I'm going to apply one final layer of activator to all my nails. And then I'm going to wait a full 2 minutes. And then I'm going to apply my dip top coat. I waited 2 minutes for my activator to fully dry, so now I'm going in with my top coat, and I'm applying my top coat in 2 to 3 really quick swipes on each nail. I'm wiping my brush on a lint-free wipe in between each nail so I don't have contamination and harden my top coat brush. Once I'm done with all 5 nails, I can go in with my second coat. You'll know it's ready because your top coat will start looking a little dull and wrinkly. I don't know why, but you do need 2 layers of dip top coat. So for my second layer, I still don't want to take a lot of strokes, but I can take more just to make sure that I've got everything fully covered. I also want to make sure that I'm capping my free edge. As always, I'm going to finish off my mani by rehydrating my cuticles. So I'm using my Scales of Mermaid Cuticle Oil. This is in the scent Spooked. So let me know what you think. Do you want to see more videos of me dipping on my short natural nails? I think I have one more recorded, and then I think I added tips again just because I wasn't used to the short nails. It's really strange because I've had short nails my entire life until I started dipping, and when I started doing longer nails, I had the hardest time functioning. But now that my nails are shorter, it's really hard to function with the short nails. It's funny how we adjust to things. But anyway, here's how the mani's looking. I want to show you just how thin the dips are. So it isn't bulky at all. So there's, a couple tips that I shared on how to keep your nails thin so that you don't have short, thick nails because you don't want like chiclets. I'll still do a few fall manis here and there, but fully expect to see lots of Halloween manis because they are my favorite to do. I feel like if they start introducing Thanksgiving and Christmas things even before Halloween is over, I should be able to have Halloween early just to make sure I have plenty of time to do my favorite holiday. So I hope this video was helpful. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, I'd appreciate it if you gave this video a thumbs up. It lets me know to continue creating content like this, and it also helps YouTube recommend me to others, which helps grow my channel. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing. I upload content every Monday and Thursday at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. As always, I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.